AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Like to let the people roll in. I see zeros, nothing but zeros. Where the people at, man? Big W, man. What's going on here?
It's Monday
Zero.
night.
Zero.
It's Monday night. Niggas asleep.
Get your ass up. They're not asleep. They ain't doing shit. They're on their bed, rolled over next to the charger like that. As close as possible. You better get to Best Buy, get the long chargers, man.
Man, that shit was a drag, man. Tracy Morgan drinking too much, fucking shit up.
Hold on, make sure.
Always doing too much. Got that paper. Sit your ass down, man.
Eating, drinking too much. Sit your silly ass down.
That's been Garden Glizzies, man.
I don't know what it is, but
that fire. Nigga couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle that za. That's what that was. Shit had that nigga nose bleeding.
That
nigga took a hit of that. You know when the young niggas pass them old, you know the old niggas. Yeah, I can handle that, young fella. Here you go.
Nah.
Nigga almost.
You start coughing, his eyes pop out of his glasses. Jesus.
Oh man.
Tracy,
you got that hot ass velour suit with the sprinkles on it, with the color, with the diamonds on it. Look, that shit was probably too hot. They got a nosebleed, man.
You say sprinkles?
I don't know what it was, but
rhinestones, whatever that shit was.
He said sprinkles.
Nigga be doing man. Big shot out Tracy Morgan, New York City, Brooklyn's finest, love him to death. Be doing too much, man.
You throwing up on a side. You throwing up on the sidelines, Tracy. Get your life together, man.
Big baby, what up? Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, he missed you. He was on earlier, baby. Big baby. What you talking? Ain't nobody ducking. King Speech. Yo, King Speech, send the video. Send a link to the video that you want us to react to. Come on, King Speech. I know we the same age, man, but I'll go through a tutorial with you if need be, King Speech. I'm trying to help you. You help me. Yeah, he does when the Lakers win. He knows you well, AllBall. He knows you pretty good by now.
Listen, when the Lakers win, I duck and hide. When the niggas lose, I duck and hide. When we win and the Lakers lose, listen, I pops out. I'm a sore loser. Yeah, I'm a sore loser. She's in the building, y'all. The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant. Miss Darlene Bryant. Y'all know the drill, man. Please speak to the beautiful ladies and please be respectful. Please.
Darlene B, what up, baby?
King Ribby, never the prince. How dare I?
I just know if whenever y'all get a chance, anybody in the chat, my brothers up here, if any of y'all know any of my guys' peoples, what's my guy name? I just had the nosebleed.
Tracy Morgan.
If y'all know any of his people, tell him we need whatever he had.
No doubt, King Speech.
All suckers.
Yo, you can't be smoking that fire in a velvet suit with rhinestones on it, man.
He got all that vomit all over his clothes. He looked wild. He was in a wheelchair going out of there. They got him in a wheelchair. You couldn't walk out of there. Come on. Come on.
Big shout out Tracy Morgan, man. Hopefully everything is all right. But he a comedian, so he get it. He know he gonna have a lot of jokes. So listen, man. Fish, what up, Fish? Nostalgic Nick, what up? AllBall hating. Listen, if I don't hate, listen, I wouldn't be me. I ain't even happy with the win. Let's go. I'm ready to talk.
You heard the man.
KNICKS Rehab.
KNICKS Rehab.
You know what this is, man. Big Knicks win 116-95. The heat was off for Miami. I think it's tank season for them. Pardon me. Start with the Knicks first. 23 for Karl Anthony Towns. Big second quarter. Get to that in a second. 7 rebounds. Triple double for Josh Hart. Tibbs got in his ass. 12, 13, and 11. Let's go. He had 2 3-pointers in the third quarter. Going bananas.
Wish we could clip up what Flea said yesterday. Josh Hart will be better. Yeah, did I say that? Oh no, finish. Do what you do, Fabian. Do what you do.
Oh, thank you. 10 points for Deuce. The big Deuce. 10 points for him, 10 for Mitchell Robinson. 23 minutes, Flea. 23 minutes for Mitchell Robinson. I think that's a season high. Landry Shamet, 9 points. Campaign 7. Precious Ochua with 4. And we saw Tyler Kolek got a little layup in there at the end of the game. Come on now. Overall, good day. We got to see the young pups play. Blew these guys out. They scared us at first, AllBall. 12-0 run by the Miami Heat, but we came back thanks to you know who, the Big Cat.
Great win. Like I said, only because bad loss against Golden State, but also protecting home court, protecting the crib, and also it's the Miami Heat. Y'all already know my motto: Miami, Indiana, Boston, Lakers. I despise them teams. So I don't care that Wiggins didn't play, stomp them out. This is what we supposed to be doing. This is how guys get rest. This is what you do to teams that's depleted, that don't have their guys and that don't have the talent that you have. Yes, I was a little nervous in the beginning because I'm like, here we go. We always start off slow, which drives me crazy because it's like games like this. If you get it over in maybe early third quarter, the bench can get in and guys can get some rest. But we're a totally different ball club when Josh Hart affects the game. And tonight proved that when he does what he does, and like I said, I don't really care about the points. If he gives us 6 to 10 points, I'm fine. But his rebounding, his effort, just pushing the pace. Of course, he drives me crazy with the ball because he's definitely going to turn it over. But just his effect on the game, when he affects the game how he did tonight, we are totally different ball club. So for me, I'm just happy we got the win because, like I said, it started off shaky, and now we see, which we've been seeing all season. Just give Cat the ball and get out the way. Run some plays for him, put him on that block, but understand while Brunson is not there, we're going through that. But I like that, I was a little nervous, though, because when we was up 25, I'm like, why is Cat still in the game? And I know Tibbs was trying that, him and Mitch on the court at the same time. Eventually, he's going to have to try that against a good team and see how it looks, I guess. But Tibbs still up to tip things. Up 20 plus. Some of the starters are still in the game. I don't understand why. But a must-needed win. I really don't have too much complaints. Like I said, we just need our guys to perform and play. And teams like this is what we're supposed to do. This is what we're supposed to do. It don't supposed to be close. We have the better team. We have the better talent. It's not even close. Blow them out the water. And for me, that's when you have a good team and good coaching. When you play against teams that you know for a fact is not on level, you get them out the way. But Bridges had a big game, 28. Like I said, Miami is terrible. No Andrew Wiggins. Even with Wiggins, we probably still was gonna blow him out. But Cat was looking good in what was that, the third quarter?
Second quarter.
Second quarter when he had the 15 when he's knocking down the threes. Only thing, like I said, I look from this game is because, like I said, Miami is just super trash. It's just us stomping them out and getting the win, not playing down to their level. Because games like this, we typically lose. Mitchell Robinson, we see what he can do on the offensive end as far as rebounding. I would like for him to at least get maybe 3 to 5 touches a game. There's times I've seen him post up and they don't throw him the ball. You got to reward the big man. He's out there. He's protecting the rim. He's getting offensive rebounds. He's getting offensive deflections. Throw the big man the ball, man, and let him work. And there was a couple times he rolled from the pick and roll, where it could have been a lie. So for me, they need to start getting him the ball a little bit, because I seen towards the end of the game, if y'all was paying attention, when Sherman hit that three, Mitchell Robinson shrugged his shoulders. And no, listen, I be paying attention. Bruh, if I'm playing 23 minutes and y'all don't give me the ball at all, like literally at all, nah, so for me, let the big man touch the ball a little bit. You got to keep him happy, because Lord have mercy, going into the playoffs, we're going to need him for the defense, for the offensive rebound. So I think we did what we had to do. Stomp Miami out. I wish we could play them again tomorrow and stomp their ass out again. Them bum ass niggas out of here. Fuck Miami. Excuse me.
Very aggressive words from AllBall.
Ho. I'm sorry. She's in the building. The beautiful, the lovely. Tori B, y'all. Please, man. Speak to the beautiful ladies, fellas. Come on now.
Flea, as you were saying.
Nah, I wasn't saying that, man. Look, I'm pleased with the win. I'm pleased with how we played after going down 12-0. I thought the game was decided on the defensive end tonight. When we started playing defense, that started generating a whole ton of points, right? I thought Cat was great. I thought Bridges stopped the bleeding early. He was comfortable. He was aggressive. I always like when he hits shots early, you can always tell that his attitude is going to be into the game, right? There was a couple of possessions where I thought Duncan Robinson beat him on a couple screens, and he didn't get over. But then I look up and we hold Miami to 4 for 20-something shooting from three. So we defended the 3-point line very well tonight. I thought we scored well off of turnovers. We turned them over almost a season high for them in turnovers. So again, when we play defense, we look like a completely different team with Mitchell Robinson on the floor. I don't know if it's just his attitude and how he affects defense, and it's just infectious for everybody else. But there was a possession, I think it was the third quarter, getting close to closing the third quarter. We was up 82-62. And Miami has the ball, and they're moving the ball around, but it's Mitch, it's Cat, I think it's Shamit, I think it's Cam, and I think Bridges is on the floor. But the point of what I'm saying is that Miami is moving the ball around, and we're just flying around. Everybody is getting to where the ball is. There's a guy there. We're contesting. It looked crazy to me. I've never seen us play like that, and that's all because of how Mitchell Robinson affects the game on the defensive end. So if we continue to play like we playing, we're gonna be a tough out. Like, because again, we feel like we're the hunted, and I don't know why we feel like that. We ain't done shit yet. We haven't proved that we could, get to the Eastern Conference Finals. We haven't proven that we're one of the top teams in the league. So at the end of the day, we're still reaching, for that gold. And so just unlocking certain things. I thought Tibbs playing extended minutes with Cat and Mitchell Robinson was great. I know you wanted him to get out the game because we're up, but just the fact that we needed to be able to look at what that looks like extended, how we look on the defensive end, how we clear the glass with them two on the floor. Like if we could play them extended minutes, if we could start them at some point, we're going to own the backboard. And when you own the backboard in the playoffs, that just gives you extra possessions. And possessions are super important when you play a 7-game series. So I like the way it looked. I'm happy with the way everybody played tonight. We got a great production from the bench tonight. Precious looked like he had a pulse. Cam played well. Shamit played well. Everybody played well. Big shout out to Josh Hart coming off a donut, getting at it with Tibbs on the sideline. He comes back and responds like a professional supposed to. Triple-double. Like OG said, that's huge for us. When he plays with energy, when he gives us something on the offensive end and does everything else, you can't ask for nothing else from that dude. So he responded well from playing like shit the other night. And I just like to win, especially, beating Miami. That's a rival. We always like kicking their ass. And so, we get back in the winning column. And, like I said, this is the stretch where we got to start playing winning basketball, figuring out what our rotation is going to be. How well are we going to play defense? Like, I'm just pleased with us responding the way that we did, because the first couple of minutes looked a little shaky. Going down 12-0, I thought that we were sleeping, but we responded well, and it's on to the next one.
Yeah, big game from the guys that I called out before this game, after the West Coast trip, dramatic West Coast trip, right? It was Mikal Bridges versus Tibbs versus Josh Hart, Draymond versus Cat, and that ended, and we wanted to see more. I wanted to see more from Bridges, and that was an amazing game he played. That third quarter, he showed a lot. He was driving to the basket, running in transition, just being a little more aggressive than usual. He had a three that was on the wing. He's getting to the top of the key, Flea. He's getting there, slowly getting there. We need that to open up, though. The game winner, something like the game winner he hit, against Portland. But he just played aggressive. He played decent defense. I think, we get into Miami in a second. Was that their 9th straight loss or their 8th straight loss?
Got to be 8 and 7, 8 and 9, something. They playing bad basketball right now.
They said they never lost that many games before on the Spoelstra. 8 or 9 games in a row, whatever it was. So, the Jimmy Butler trade, they were like 28th, 29th in points per game, rebounding, all kind of numbers. They just look like they're tanking. But these are the teams that we've beaten all year long. And Cat just he's starting to flicker back to what we saw in December. And even if it's against bad teams, it doesn't matter, because at least we gain a rhythm and gain confidence and reps towards what you're saying, Flea. Him and Mitchell Robinson being out there, we need that. We know for a fact that's the matchup against the Cavs if we line up against them. Mitchell Robinson got to be out there. I like what Campaign was doing with Mitchell Robinson out there, going straight to the basket. I don't care if I miss, throwing a shot up. He knows Mitchell Robinson's skill. He's gonna try to grab it, extend the play, or get the offensive rebound, tip in, whatever. I liked a lot of those plays that took place tonight. Josh Hart did play amazing. He responded. He's back at home. I think he really thrives off the crowd, man. He likes getting us hyped up. He's like an MC, man. I told you I was watching. Oh, yeah, I put it on here earlier. I was watching the Rock and Hulk Hogan highlights. Some people just love the crowd. They get something. It gets them going. Some people get nervous. Some people want to quiet the crowd. I think Josh Hart loves it. It's good to see him focused. Like, he does lack focus. Like, he might not be timid or scared, but his IQ kind of goes all over the place when he's not locked in. And we could blame it on whatever we want. There was a night off yesterday in between games, between the Golden State game and this game. But just Cat took it to one level in the second quarter. And then Mikal Bridges, I think, took us to another level in the third quarter. And those are the two guys that got to step up if Brunson ain't going to be there. So the first quarter, I didn't understand what the hell was going on. But I'm glad they recovered. Bridges I think he had 6 points in the first quarter. And he ended up with 28, I said. Yeah.
28. Yeah.
And that third quarter, that's when he was going off. Bridges, it was 6 or 7. Yep, 6 or 7. Pretty much all in the paint. He was 1 or 2 from 3. So they're the ones that got to show something offensively. Because like I said, defensively, it's going to be up in the air. I want to see aggression like that. OG had a bad game, like in terms of numbers, but it didn't feel bad. Like, he was active.
I thought he was awesome on defense. I thought he was awesome. Deflections, being active, hands, like they shut the water off on Tyler Hero, because Tyler Hero looked like he was comfortable early. They put OG on him and it just changed everything. Like, and that's the whole thing. Like, because we getting comfortable with being able to get 16 to 20 points from OG. And when he has, one of those nights where the shot's not falling, or he may not get the same looks, but it's still super effective on the other end, he's out there on the court. That's what we need. That's the type of shit that we need going down the stretch. We need that. We need, because not like Precious, confidence shot right now. But at some point, we're going to need him. We're going to need him in the playoffs. I don't know what game that's going to be, but we're going to need something from him. A big shot, a big rebound, a big stop, something. So, these guys, this is how we need to be playing going down the stretch.
Great points. You know, we need everybody in the chat, man. Hit that like button, please. Hit the like button. Share, like, subscribe. Y'all know the drill, man. You know, on the road to 10K. Please hit that like button. For me, you know, I don't want to camp on the parade, which I know me, it ain't gonna be me. I don't want to get too hyped. Like I said, Miami is depleted. I don't even think they take it. They just not that good. You know, Bam, his stocks is going down. You know, he's still great defensively. But let me ask y'all a question. Because I think eventually Tibbs is going to have to do something to shake up this roster and to also give the opposing team something else to think about. I think we're going to need a Steve Kerr moment. And let me explain. How would y'all feel if by the playoffs, Hart comes off the bench and he starts Mitchell Robinson? Now, for me, just real quick, and because I want to hear, you know, y'all opinion on that. Because we got to remember, it doesn't mean Mitchell Robinson has to play starter minutes, but just maybe to show a different lineup. And then now coming off the bench, we even stronger with, like I said, I'm saying when Brunson is healthy. Now off the bench, we're stronger with Deuce, Precious, Hart. How would y'all feel about that? Something like that happening eventually.
You think, Flip?
Oh, okay. I think that's what originally was supposed to happen. Like, if you go back to something Tibbs said early on in the year, and when Mitchell Robinson was getting healthy, he said, "This is our starting center." So how we was going to go into this season was Josh Hart coming off the bench, and now when we talk about our depth looked entirely different. We talk about the Knicks bench completely different, but we've watched 60, close to 70 games of Josh Hart starting, and so now we looked at different. But yeah, 100%. I would not be opposed to him starting Mitchell Robinson because he brings so many different aspects to the game for us that we miss with Cat at the 5. Everything that Mitchell does, flying around, offensive rebounding, contesting shots. Or I started to count how many shots Cat didn't contest. I lost count tonight. I was going to come here tonight and tell you how many shots was shot in front of him and he didn't even put a hand up. But I said, nah, I ain't going to do that because I lost count at one point. What I'm saying is that's what he would be able to make up for what Cat is missing on the defensive end. Kind of like what Rudy Gobert did for Cat in Minnesota. Playing against Joker, that's a tough matchup. So when you know that you have help coming from Naj Reid, help coming from Rudy Gobert, you could play a different way. So for sure, I think playing Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup and going into the playoffs, that's love, OG, because now ain't nobody got no tape on that. Nobody's seen it. Right. Nobody has played against it, you know, at extended periods of time. Like, now you got to readjust to Josh Hart coming in the game off the bench. Like, I think it's something that you got to think about for sure.
I mean, that was the plan last year, so he does whatever it takes to win. Like you said, they don't have tape on it. I think more importantly, it's a little bit different if, let's say, Mitchell Robinson got to take a breather at the 7-minute mark, 8-minute mark, and then you got Josh Hart coming in, you know, lightning rod, and you got to worry about that in a playoff game. You know, everything about sports and just life in general, but in sports, you want to make the other people think, man. You want to get them stressed out, and Josh Hart can, you know, he's a headache for us sometimes. He was like that for the West Coast trip, but then you see what the good side to it is today. If you bring that into a first quarter and he's just coming in like a lightning rod, you know, the other team, you know how it is. This guy's mad energetic. We just had a regular basketball game. He wants to come in here, jumping over people's shoulder and diving on the floor. I think he leads the league in, you know, loose balls recover, like we talked about earlier, AllBall. That's he's a headache. And, you know, that's inspiring. That's what we talked about before. It was the Steph Currys of the world. Who Deuce McBride did a great job on, and we forgot to mention because we were stuck on the Cat thing for too long. Right. He just runs around. That's the same thing. To your point, AllBall. If we're playing the Cavs, you have to start Mitchell Robinson. If we get the 7th seed somehow, or whatever the case may be, there's no way you don't start Mitchell Robinson because you got to see if he still got it over Jared Allen and take his heart again. Because those guys, what's his name, Atkinson and Donovan Mitchell, They came out and they're just flat out honest. They said that Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, that they kind of soft spoken and they don't like them being loud and everything like that. Well, that's perfect. That's probably part of the reason why Mitchell Robinson is dominating them. Or y'all ain't communicating. Take advantage of that. You gotta, take advantage of the opportunity. Same thing with Deuce McBride and Mikal Bridges. It was starting to heat up a little bit. Today was a great game, but now that you have that in your rear view, like, oh, this kid might take my spot. I don't know if that's up in the air either, AllBall. Like, I'll flip the question back to you. Would you want to see Mitchell Robinson start before the playoffs, or you said for the playoffs?
Well, I said, for the playoffs, but I was getting to what you was just saying. I think he should start it as soon as possible. Because I think for Tibbs now, I know nobody's going to agree with me and say Tibbs not on a high seat and he's not going to get fired. Okay, cool. But I think Tibbs needs to do something to shake things up, to prove that he is a great coach and he's worthy of coaching this team. And I think now it doesn't have to be that move. I just like that move. I like Mitch starting because, for one, that takes so much pressure off of Cat. Now he can legit play the 4, which is his position. And then now we got more firepower coming off the bench. Because let's be realistic, Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench is not giving us no points. We need energy, we need pace, we need that coming off the bench. I think Deuce and Josh Hart coming off the bench, and with Precious, with his confidence getting better and better. Because for me, when the playoffs come, things get tight. Campaign and Sherman and them dudes ain't gonna be playing no big minutes. They're gonna shrink that thing from 10, 11 to probably a 7, 8-man roster when we get to the playoffs. But I just feel he should start Cat and Mitch. And like I said, to me, that just makes our bench that much better because right now we have 2 major problems. And Fleet always attests to this, and Fabian, you agree. The 2 major problems is bench scoring and defense. And I think if you are able to swap those 2, it kind of solves some of those problems. Now, it may not solve it totally, but now you have Mitch in the starting lineup who's going to help with defense, protecting the rim, and rebounding, and offensive rebounding, second chance shots. And then now you got a guy coming off the bench that can get you a triple-double. So for me, I think eventually Tibbs is going to have to figure something out and make some type of move to kind of get the city, back on his side. Because, like I said, I've been to a lot of games, and a lot of people's not a fan of Tibbs. But I think if Tibbs can make a move like that and it actually works, I think Tibbs' job will be secure. But I think we're going to have to do something to shake things up. We cannot keep going into these games playing against these good teams with the same roster, with just the same everything, because the game plan against us is going to be simple. So I think he got to shake things up a little bit. So I would love to see that happen before the playoffs.
Flea, would that depend on our matchup? Because as of right now, we got the Pistons the first round. We throwing Mitchell Robinson out there to shake things up since they haven't seen us with Mitchell Robinson. They played us. We didn't have Mitch back then, and they stayed in the game, and we blew 2 assignments on the defensive end. Brunson on the switch, I think, one time, and OG, I think, messed up the other assignment. Would you consider going against Detroit with Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup?
I don't know. I got to go back and look at, because I know one thing: Detroit has played us tough all season long. Besides, I think the first game of the season, the first time we saw them in Detroit, I think we punched them. But after that, every time we've seen them, we saw them at the Garden, I think twice, or saw them. They've played us tough. I think they've even beaten us the last couple times that we've seen them. So, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary to go to that. But I think, listen, I think you just go to that throughout the rest of the playoffs, no matter what the matchup is. No matter what the matchup is. If we know that Karl-Anthony Towns is better at the 4, you just go with that. You just go with that and that's your adjustment. you've played him all season long at the 5 because you kind of had to. Now you get Mitchell Robinson back, and it kind of shifts everything. And now you could go into the playoffs a completely different look, right? With a guy that could fit in seamlessly. So it's not like, guys are going to have to figure out how to get shots or how to figure out how to work guys in. It's going to be the same kind of offense. You're just getting a guy now that could get you extra possessions, that's going to be a way better defender at the 5 position, some rim protection. Like, you add so much to that first unit when you bring Mitchell Robinson in there. And when you take Josh Hart off the bench, you don't lose much from what he does. He's an energy guy. And I think he's played most of his career coming off the bench. I don't see why he can't transition into that, knowing that that's going to take us to another level, this specific team. So, we got to, move the egos. If that's an issue, we got to move how we thinking about this thing. Our captain is still down. We don't have Brunson back yet. We need him back, obviously, for this thing to really go where it needs to go. But if we're working on playing defense, rebounding, just, holding each other accountable, getting all of that shit out of the way now, we can be a problem going into the playoffs. Again, it's all about matchups.
And just real quick, Fabian, before you go, I'm just saying that because once you get to the playoffs, all the teams in the playoffs are good. They're in the playoffs for a reason. And, when we stomp out teams like Miami, yeah, that's a great win. But y'all know we want to look like how we look tonight against Golden State, OKC, Cleveland, Boston. So for me, I just think when we play those teams, we got to switch some things up because what we've been doing has done nothing but get us mopped off the floor. So maybe we try a little adjustment. And once again, if you see it's not working in the first couple minutes, okay, Mitch out. Go ahead, Hart. But I think Tim's going to have to do something because, like I said, when we go against them real good teams, listen, you got a game plan and do something sneaky with that because you ain't going to be going in there with that same game plan that got us mopped up off the floor all regular season.
I will say I did hate the fact that I seen like Dame Lillard picking up quality time with Jericho Sims, and then he's talking about how he's spending time with him, getting to know him. But that very same game, they show him like
with who?
With Jericho Sims.
Oh.
And that very same game, you see Dame, the way he set up to throw the alley to Jericho Sims, it was like, yo, we really don't have anybody that does that on the team. I seen Josh Hart try to throw an alley to Mitch Rob. I'll be disgusted. Can anybody throw a skip pass on this team? I hate to get all.
I said that the other day. We don't have no athletes, and like you said, we don't have no great passes. Probably like you said, like a Kolek maybe.
Yeah, Kolek, we haven't seen enough, and we can't at this point. We got to be realistic. They're not playing any crunch time minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I wish we would see that. Instead, we got to see Tracy Morgan go through some things. Hopefully he's all right. I don't know.
That nigga's fine, man. I don't want to start this like this is people are sensitive to Tracy.
The outfit is too hot, man. You can't be wearing that shit, man. 60 outside.
In New York, that's 90. Did he fall on his face? Can we get any real details, man? Listen, man.
Niggas said give him some tussin. Nigga be all right. Get that nigga some tussin. Some Robitussin.
Yo, man. Listen, man. Give him some tussin. He got to do something to keep his eyes on the prize, baby. Baba. Basketball season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Signing up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Baby Bubba.
Yeah. Is Flea all right? All right, we just okay, he's back. He'll be back. That the wrong one? All right, Flea. He'll be back on the stage. I did like what was this article you put up here? Hold up. I just seen the first picture in here is your man wilding. Cat out here with the Brunson burner for real? Knicks Towns gains priceless. Wise. Yo, I can't click this shit off, man. Wise. Whatever. Knicks Carl Anthony Towns gains priceless wisdom from legend Patrick Ewing's mentorship.
Nigga
Yeah,
said
man, look at this.
Flea got a nosebleed.
Who said that's what you get?
Hey, yo, that nigga finished his stool and finished under his head. Nigga said Flea caught a nosebleed. They had to wheel him off real quick.
Wait.
There you go. Yo, Flea, you know they was joking. They said you done caught a nosebleed.
Flea left alive in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Come on, man.
You gotta chill. Carl Anthony Towns with the gun in his holster as he receives priceless wisdom from the legend Patrick Ewing. Huh?
See,
what do you think? Patrick has all kinds of experience, according to Tom Thibodeau. Having played in New York, I think understanding New York. Unfortunately, he didn't win a championship, but he's a championship player. I saw what he did every day to carry a franchise the way he did for 15 years. It says a lot about him. I'm trying to see if he says anything about Patrick Ewing himself. What an article. That was garbage. Anyway, back to you, AllBall. What do you think about Carl Anthony Towns getting some mentorship from Patrick Ewing?
I mean, I think a lot of players need that. Just like, you know, over there with Wemby, he should be talking to guys like David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Just like Cat, you should be talking to a guy like Patrick Ewing. Like, he had the city on his back for how many years? Like, that's missing in the league, man. A lot of guys need to be talking, you know, to the OGs, especially the guys that held it down. But I don't, you know, that picture, and then even tonight with Cat doing a lot of celebrating, a lot of, you know, for me, listen, man, Miami's depleted. They trash, stomp them out, on to the next. Have that energy, like my brothers were saying. You was looking soft. I don't agree, but we ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole again. But like y'all was saying, have that energy against Draymond Green, Golden State, all the big dogs, you know. So I really don't like, you know, when that happens, but I would love for him to get some mentorship from Patrick Ewing, because maybe he can understand, you know, what it is to have that certain toughness that Flea and y'all talk about, which doesn't mean fighting nobody, but just understanding big moments you can't give up a layup to Draymond Green. Big moments you got to be able to contest. And understanding what it means to be a New York Knick, playing that position, the center position, being an all-star, you know, a budding superstar, and understanding, you know, the ins and outs of the organization in the city. Because we will turn on your ass. That is a whole fact. So I think talking to Patrick Ewing is very smart. It's just that I hope, you know, Cat doesn't seem like a guy that wouldn't want to, you know, accept information. Seems like a cool, good guy. You know, but I just hope he does do that, because, you know, he has the opportunity to do something special. If he stays with us for the long haul and wins a championship, something that Patrick Ewing didn't do and couldn't do. So yeah, I think it's I think all these organizations and players should be doing things like that, especially if you're that top guy. And you know, you had a major guy in that organization play. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
What are you thinking, Flea?
I think it's pretty dope. I think it's a long time coming for Patrick Ewing to have a voice in the locker room and in the front office, and just the presence of being around the Knicks now. I think that should have happened a long time ago. For him to be a part of so many different organizations in the NBA and not the Knicks, in my opinion, is disgusting. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm glad that we finally brought him back and he's able to just have an impact on the guys that are around this team, the locker room, right? Last year's team really embodied what the 90s Knicks teams looked like, just how we played, not so much the structure. I'm just talking about how we approached every night. Dog fight, we want to win the fight and we want to win the game, right? Like we were really, really tough last year. And so bringing him back around this time is cool. And maybe he can be a part of, infusing that toughness into this team right now. I know we talk about this team and there's a lot of finesse. There's a lot of guys out here that, you don't normally use the term tough with them. They're not soft. We're not going to say that, but using the term tough with some of our guys that we have right now is not normal. And so Patrick can be a part of that transformation and infusing some of these guys with some toughness and just understanding the moment. Like you said, OJ, we playing in New York City. If you guys don't understand, what that is, let me help you. I was here for 15 years. I didn't get it done, but I was right at the door. I was knocking at the door a few times. Like, this shit is challenging, it's hard, and you got to bring it every single night. And so, a guy like Mikal Bridges, who we've been hard on for sure, him being inconsistent and just showing up every night, like I can see that he's starting to turn the corner a little bit. And for him to do that without Brunson on the floor is huge because we need it. And so now, just put that together. Everybody just continue to put together good nights and just continue to understand the moment that we have right in front of us. And we can continue to be special if we just continue to play up to our potential. I thought, you talked about, OG, us playing, better against the better teams. And with the exception of maybe Boston and OKC, I thought we've played well. I thought we played well against Golden State the other night. We just didn't finish the game. I thought we played well against the Lakers. We just didn't finish. We was in overtime against them. We played well against some great teams. Just Boston has kicked our ass all season long. And OKC is a tough matchup for us. And those are the two teams right now that's vying for the championship. So if those are the two teams right now that the Knicks struggle with, I think we're in a good spot, and we're striving for some good shit right now.
What was that? What was that shot? Do you take that shot? Do you practice that shot?
Gotta love Patrick, man. That was some funny shit, man.
At least he got some classic moment out of Georgetown. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I was hard on Giannis and Hakeem. I was proven wrong. Dead wrong. We're gonna scrap that out of the live. I can't be saying that on live TV. But Giannis came out. His mid-range game is better than ever. I don't know what that. Maybe it'll take some time because with Giannis, I thought it was kind of immediate, especially in the post area, and then ever since then he's been improving his mid-range. But I'm not sure. Maybe just dealing with the psychology of being in New York, like Thibodeau said, he refers to him as a champion. I think a lot of people would disagree with that. That's tough because even though he's not a champion by trophy, he can still refer to how it felt and like why did he lose? Maybe he got nervous. How did it feel to shoot that finger roll? How does it feel when you lose in New York versus when you win in New York? Don't get too high, don't get too low. You're gonna see some crazy shit over here. They shitted on Jordan in New York. Don't think you're an exception. Like there's a lot of things he could just tell. He can mentor a cat on that end. I'm really curious to hear what they're talking about though on the basketball court. I know Olajuwon's game translates. A lot of Ewan's jump shooting does, but that he was the black hole, man. You gave Ewan the ball, it was a wrap. He was passing the ball out, and he was very methodical. So I'd love to hear how just see here and break the game down, because sometimes you think based on their game they can't translate, but then he'll tell you like, bro, take 2 steps, spin, shoulder fake, make sure you fake the pass, shoulder pass, keep the ball up. And also fuck all that. I'm sorry, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is he talking to him about on defense? That, like, defensively, Karl Anthony Towns, that's where he needs the most help. He needs zero help on offense. If he can tell him, keep your hands up, why is your hand on Bam's chest while he's shooting a 15-footer? That made zero sense. What was that, Flea?
Like, I don't like, and I'm glad I should have let you finish, and I'm thank you for telling me hold on, because you was getting to exactly what I was saying, and that we forget Patrick Ewing was a guy that had to learn how to become offensively sound. He wasn't a guy that came in the league and was a great offensive player. This dude was a defensive monster at Georgetown. He was a defensive monster coming into the NBA, right? And so whatever he could provide Cat on the defensive end, again, I'm sure he's not going to be the shot blocker that Patrick was. Like, Patrick was extremely underrated on the defensive end. You got guys like David Robinson, who was Defensive Player of the Year, Olajuwon, who's probably one of the, if not the best defender of all time, right? So you got those guys in they prime right next to you. So you kind of forget that patrolled the paint for us. He was a rim protector for us. That's not talked about enough, in terms of what he did for us. But he could give all of that kind of knowledge to Cat in terms of how to be effective on the defensive end. Again, we're not going to transform this dude into a all-world defender, but he's a 7-footer. He's long. If you just put your hands up and just be active and know where you're at. OG text in the chat earlier, he might be the worst defender in the league. And the first thought that comes to mind is that's because he has no clue where the fuck he's at. I could look at him and realize he doesn't know where the rim is at, where the ball is at, where help is should be at. Like, he has no clue. And that's just discipline and concentration. I think Patrick could provide that to him and help him know, hey, listen, my point being the other day, Cat, if you become just a decent defender, the New York Knicks would be a completely different ball club. Like, just decent, it would take us that much better. So I like him and Patrick connecting for sure.
Yeah, I just want to say y'all both made great points. I ain't really got much to say to that, but I'm gonna just say this. You gotta remember, when Patrick Ewing was with our Knicks, remember he had to become one of the best offensive players as well. That's why he couldn't. That's why he couldn't be the super great defender that he could have been, because remember, he had to be the offensive. He had to be everything. Cat don't have to be everything. You got Brunson, you got Bridges, you got OG now stepping up. Cat has to learn how to play defense. Cat don't even have to learn how to block shots. He just have to learn how to play defense. Flea, he's the worst defender in the league. Like, literally, like, it's time to take the gloves off. If we're going to be championship contention anytime, he has to be a way better defender. He has to learn how to slide his feet. He has to learn how to not commit silly fouls. Like I said, we ain't even asked you to block no shots. But like you said, Fabian, that foul was like, yo, bro, why? Out of 6 fouls you get, 4 of his is always, why? Why, bro? Why? And then he stand there and looks. So for me, this is where, he may have to really holler at a Dennis Rodman, a Ben Wallace, a David Robinson, a Patrick Ewing, a Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't know how it's going to work, but some of these guys, if you want to be great, see, for me, y'all got everything, but now, do you want to be great? Do you want to win a title? Bruh, you got to learn how to
This
play.
is what we were saying the other night, though.
Got to learn how to play. No, I know, but sometimes when because
Heat of the moment.
No, but not even that. We all know he a bad defender, but sometimes you just sit and just really be like, he might be the worst defender in the league.
Yo, I felt
horrible.
you when you text that. I could hear you in my mind. I was like, yo, he just saw the play I saw, and he was like, oh, come on, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So yeah, good. No, just 10 seconds. I just hope that whatever Patrick Ewing talks to him, I just hope he gets it. But I hope he understands that this is what I hope Patrick Ewing tells him. Bro, you were playing in New York City. The expectation is for real. We need a championship. If you are not willing to be under this pressure, get up out of here, bro. Because I'm telling you now, we flames everybody. So I just hope he understand the pressure that he's putting himself under, and hopefully, he do the right things, take the right steps to deal with that pressure. But he has to get better defensively. It's no more fooling around with that. It's horrific.
I really wonder if he's gonna keep it real with him, and talk about, like, Oakley is very adamant about you and not being such a the leader like that. And would you rely on an Oakley like that? Like, yo, you need an Oakley in here because maybe you something like me and you're not really out. You're more of an introvert or whatever the case may be. Because Cat, that is toughness, AllBall. Like, it feels like he's lackadaisical and he's silly about that shit. The way he laughs, like, that shit is cool to be off the court and you want to show off your personality. But I think it takes a certain discipline to keep your hands up. Get them shits out the way. You have to talk to yourself like that. You kind of got to be very tough on yourself. That's what it feels like, because that's lazy shit to be doing. So you got the Oakleys of the world and people just telling you, like, if they get Charles Oakley in there and be like, yo, y'all full of shit, man. He's going to keep it real with them like PJ Tucker. And everybody got their own opinions about Oakley, but I could see him in this era. I don't know what anybody saw. He had a jumper. He could rebound. He's going to go in there and try to get rebounds and stay in this era, stay on the court because he's tough. There's something to that. It's an ingredient that's been missing. We always refer to it, but I think to mentor him in that way is Patrick Ewing being 1,000% honest with him, real with him. Like, yo, I needed Oak. I needed them guys. So the Josh Harts be thankful for them. The PJ Tuckers be thankful for them. Because, bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I couldn't get the team invigorated like that. I had to do with my play on the court. So I wonder if Cat, if he needs that kind of talk, that realization, because I think that's a very dark place for some people to go, to be that tough. I don't think that's an easy thing for most of us to be doing. That's it. Who the hell wants to be a tough guy all day long? Man, lonely.
I mean, I get it. I think the tough guy thing is overrated. I think at times it's needed. But I think Charles Oakley's being tough and us wanting Cat to be tough is two totally different things. I'm not with the Oakley. I'm not with none of that. Because I think Oakley's tough thing, it can go a bit far, and it won't even be about basketball. So I don't agree with that. I think Cat should holler at a guy that I think is probably top 5 defenders ever. Go holler at Dwight Howard, bro. Dwight Howard's one of the greatest defenders we've ever seen, bro.
I hear what you're saying, but that's what Dwight has. You can't teach Cat. Like the instinct, the athletic ability, the timing, the everything that Dwight came with. That's extremely hard to translate to somebody who, one, doesn't play above the rim, two, has zero instinct. Like, I hear what you're saying, OG. Because he's the closest to him in age. He probably could translate.
Right.
He shut Joker down in that Western Conference Finals back a couple years back, in the bubble. So for sure. But what Cat has, Pat might be the perfect dude to do this, to really show him what just playing big. I think Michael James just said something. I wanted to highlight what Michael James said. Playing big. That's all I really want you to do. I can't expect you to be Dwight Howard or Patrick for that matter. Right, but playing big.
Yeah, but Flea, it's not for me. I'm nowhere near expecting that. I'm just saying he needs somebody to help him, because we all play basketball from Pee Wee to whatever. And what do your coach always tell you with defense? Slide your feet. Slide your feet. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't reach. Don't. And it just seems like Cat don't even know how to slide his feet correctly, bro. Like, he's never in the right position to play deep. Like, so he needs somebody to just help him with that. But once again, this is where a guy like Mitchell Robinson comes in play. And like y'all said, what Rudy Gobert did for Cat in Minnesota, they was a couple games away from being in the finals. He needs somebody to hold him down. This is what Klay Thompson and Draymond did for Steph Curry year after year after year. Okay, we know you may be a little liability on defense, So you know what? We're gonna have these guys hold you down. So, you know, if Cat doesn't get that part right, we need somebody on the floor with him that's gonna kind of take up those defensive for him. And that's why I like Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup with him.
I only laughed when I first heard the name Dwight Howard because we're lucky Flea's in a good mood. Because if he would have heard Dwight Howard in the wrong state of mind, he would have been going crazy. Because I think Dwight Howard is the exact person I don't want talking to Karl Anthony Towns. Because Dwight Howard did not take the game seriously to me. A lot of that shit came off natural raw ability. He was jumping out, smacking the ball into the stands, 50 feet, 50 rows up. Like Patrick Ewing and even the Oakley thing, it's not about being a tough guy. I'm saying that mentality to take the game more serious. I don't think Oakley's gonna try to teach him how to fight. I'm saying the way you actually mentor yourself, Oakley's gonna teach him how, when you're on that court, it's you versus you. It ain't you versus them. When it's time to rebound, forget about what even the coach said. You're gonna learn these principles, and you got to be harder on yourself because you're not taking this shit seriously. If you want to win chips, to carry a team, when you got to carry a team, this shit is serious business. And I don't know if Cat, I think he's learning. I don't think he ever embraced being a number one guy. And while he's here, he's doing it in real time in New York. That's not an easy thing to do. And I think Oakley's just personality can push him to do that. And if Ewing is being honest with him, being around the kids, 18-year-olds in college, he knows how this generation thinks. I think if they're honest with him, then I'm all for it. But if they're just lollygagging, like, yeah, here's another session with Patrick Ewing, like, nah, I don't want to see no lollipop shit. And he's too, to me, that's my problem with Karl Anthony Towns. Sometimes he's too silly, and Dwight Howard was the epitome of that shit, being too silly. Like when Derrick Rose came up in the All-Star game, was looking at LeBron and Dwight like, y'all doing, man?
But Dwight being silly has nothing to do with him just trying to help him learn how to slide his feet. I think Cat is in the same position like Minnesota. You had Ant-Man, now you have Jalen Brunson. Now he's looking for that Rudy Gobert, like I said, to cover his the things that he can't do great. All right, if he's not a great leader and can't lead, he had Ant-Man there. You got Brunson there. You're not a great defender. He had Rudy Gobert there. We have a Rudy Gobert. We have a Mitchell Robinson. I'm just saying somebody's going to have to flick a switch. Some move is going to have to be made if we think we're going to get to the next level. Cat is going to be Cat. If Cat never changes, we know what we signed up for. Cat never was a great defender. So if he's not going to learn now or next year, we got to figure out a way to hide that. We haven't got to hide that. Like I said, Minnesota, I know we don't have the reads and the things of that nature, but I'm just saying still, we got to figure something out. We got to figure something out because, we have a decent amount of talent to where we should be competitive against the great teams.
Let me guess which one, Flea. Let me guess which one you going crazy over. Can I guess? Can I guess?
That's asinine. That's asinine. That's awful. 58 minutes. I haven't raised my voice at one time tonight, y'all. I told myself tonight I was coming in here. I was not gonna raise my voice at all tonight. What the fuck is that? Come on, man. Come on. OG, come on. OG. Come on. I told y'all I was gonna be cool tonight. Nah. No.
AllBall just called him the worst defender in the league, and you think he could have held the Knicks down in the 90s?
90s.
What?
Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't say Cat could hold the Knicks down.
No.
You didn't say that. David Smith said that. That's why we're like,
oh. Now he didn't say that.
No,
I see if Cat was. I'm mad. I'm mad. Big shout out David Smith, man.
Big shout out to David Smith, man.
I'm mad I even said something and I seen that. I didn't even see that. That shit got me tight now.
No, the way Davis, the type of fan David Smith is of Karl Anthony Towns, we need to take pointers. That's how you be a fan. That's how you do it right there. You don't look at nothing else. You just love Cat no matter what. That's how you do it. That is insane. That is insane. What? That's comment of the night. We got to start that. Comment of the night. That's comment of the night, man. That's insane.
You
Are you
practice that
kidding me?
shot? Oh no. Do we want to see it?
What?
RP, what's wrong with you? We got the footage. They got the flick of Tracy Morgan. Oh, you want to see? All right, fuck it.
Hold on, hey, David Smith, just real quick. Cat and Brunson at their positions is bottom 5 defense. It's not only Brunson, it's Cat as well, David Smith. Come on, keep it real now. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, we
Warning.
up here, we keep it real, we keep it thorough. Don't do that.
Warning. Parental advisory. Oh! Talking about a nosebleed. Yo, Tracy, he ate too many glizzies. Oh my God.
It's fucked up out there. It's fucked up out there.
Yeah,
fucked up out there.
Crazy. Yo, he could use that.
That was
blow
like,
to mop that shit up. What's wrong with you, Tracy?
That was like you remember when The Exorcist when the girl threw up? That was like what?
It's wild.
Come on, T.
Wow.
That's such a Tracy Morgan thing to do, to throw up and stop a Knicks game. Chris Rock ain't doing that. Larry David might have done it. Yo, Jerry Seinfeld ain't doing that. Spike ain't doing that. Who else would throw up and disrupt the Knicks game?
Oh, that was
bad
disgusting.
work. It's bad work, Tracy. I hope you feel better, my brother, but you know how to behave in the garden, man. You've been here before, man. Act like you've been here before, man.
He be all right. You nigga say you tough, B. Be all right.
You see the bottle of water next to him. I'm like, what's going on?
Look, he threw it from that Aquafina, that Gabo. Listen.
The game was stopped for like 15 minutes.
It was, but they didn't drop a name.
Thanks, MSG. Sorry, La Toria.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
He said, yuck.
Yeah, that was nasty.
I gave that's such a C-list celebrity move. You right, Fish. You way too seasoned for that, Tracy. Come on, man.
Yo, listen, San Antonio, Washington, and I think there's one other team.
Charlotte or something, right?
Yeah.
Is it Charlotte?
Yeah.
We should. I know that the next 4 games include Miami. We should win the next one. Now the next 3, we should win those.
We should be a 4-0. We should go 4-0 in the next week.
Yes.
That's crazy. Now that's what he said, Tracy looking like exactly like the emoji. It's crazy.
He was looking bad out there.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting, man. That nigga had the glizzy from outside. That's what that was.
Yeah, it's probably that dirty ass water.
Oh man.
Nigga,
he mixed the outside glizzy with that Don Julio. That's what it was.
It's fucked up. He's fucked up out here.
I'm sorry for you, Charlie. You was serious for 2 seconds and I fucked it up. No, you fucked it up, Anarchy. With that stupid emoji. What's wrong with you?
I know we're about to wrap, so I'm just talking about the next few games and what we need to look like over the next few games. You locked in on Tracy Morgan, look like a fool on the bench.
No, he threw me off with that emoji, man.
But just real quick, we about to run in a bit. David Smith, man, listen. You know, we eventually, and this is for everybody, all Knicks fans, we eventually got to start beating the good teams. No matter how we feel about our guys, no matter who plays great defense or bad defense, no matter if you feel Brunson is worse than Cat, all right, fine. We still have to be competitive and beat good teams. I'm sorry. You know, Golden States, the Lakers, the OKCs, the Clevelands, the Bostons. We got Boston again. We got Cleveland twice. So let's see how we look then. But I'm not going to brag and boast about tonight. I'm glad we got the win. But I just feel like I said, I think Tibbs is going to have to Tibbs is going to have to do a Steph Curry. A Steve Kerr move, bro. Yeah, I honestly don't think we can go into the playoffs with the same lineup, the same game plan.
It would be nice.
Yeah, we got to figure something out.
Yeah, but Fleet, this is back-to-back opponents under 100 points, and that
Yes,
was
it is.
Golden State. So the Mitchell Robinson effect is real. So
we are
if
top
Brunson
3
comes back,
defense.
what can we see?
We are top 3 defense in the last 6 games, right? Since Mitchell Robinson's come back, we're top 3 defense in the league. We found our way into the top half in defense. We're now 14th in defensive rating now. So those are all good signs. I've been talking about this all season long. I know the type of team we are offensively. I know the type of firepower that we can come with on a night in, night out basis. I know that we could run people off the floor if everybody's playing at a high level, hitting shots, playing unselfish, doing what we do best. I know that about our team. But when we play defense, it takes us up to another level. And getting this guy back, who when we see he's on the floor, he changes how things look. He changes it completely. So if that is the move, I totally agree with you, OG. Pull the plug on it. Get him right. We've been holding him out for so long. Let him off the leash and let him play now. He sat out almost an entire year. Let the guy play. We need him. If we are who we think we are, he got to play. He changes us completely on defense. So I think we can finish out this week 4-0 and be good.
I think that's big time, though. Like the fact that Brunson's off the court and you slow the game. I was looking up you were right, third in defense in the last 6 games, and we made it to 14th. Then I wanted to look at possessions. No, pace, excuse me. And fourth slowest in the league as usual. So I think that's back to the pace and the style that Thibodeau wants. Little offensive rebounding, slow the game down, make every defensive possession count even more. That football style. And, sham it and Payne but get better like that. You know what I'm saying? They could get away with more, I should say. Like, all we need you to do is hustle on defense. Because you hustle on the offense, we don't want that shit. And we've been here when we had the likes of Elfrid Payton and whoever else, with Mitchell Robinson offensive rebounding for them, Julius Randle and all that. So I don't know. Without Brunson, the fact that we're playing this well defensively, dog. So Payne and Shamit are both better defenders than Brunson like that. We have to figure out a way to hide them, because that we've been talking about it for all year long. How you gonna hide Brunson and Cat? That shit is hard. They both be doing the bozo shit on the defensive end, AllBall.
Yeah, well, Bridges in the starting lineup, Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. You got to hide them to the best of your ability. Eventually they're going to have to play defense, but this is, like I said, these are great problems to have. But that's for the coaching staff to figure that out. But we cannot keep rolling out the same starting 5, the same lineup, the same everything, and expect different results when we're playing against the better teams. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not excited when we storm down. I'm excited because it's Miami, but in literal sense, I'm not excited for that because I'm mad how we lost in Golden State. I'm mad how we lost when we played against the Lakers and late Boston, Cleveland, right? So for me, I just want to see Tibbs and the coaching staff just give us the confidence that you think we can make a championship run. Don't limit us to second round and we not fine with that. So let me see you make some adjustments. Let me see you want to see us win. So for me, I think eventually that's what's going to have to happen, because I think it kills 2 birds in 1 stone. It helps us defensively, and then it helps our bench. Those are 2 things that we need desperately. And I think with that move, it helps out. And then you can still, like I said, with Bridges, you can still play him more with the second unit. So now you'll have him, Deuce, Hart, Precious. Like I said, this is what great coaches do. They know how to maneuver that type of stuff. I think Tibbs can do it. He just got to trust himself and trust the players. Sometimes when you do something for so long, you a certain way, it's hard to change. But eventually, he gonna have to figure something out. Like I said, especially if we don't make a deep playoff run, I think this will help tremendously.
Yo, Flea, never forget before we get off the air. Yo, stay mellow.
The hell is that?
Stay mellow. It's Carmelo Anthony talking to Carl Anthony Towns.
Telling him
Stay
what?
mellow. Tell him stay mellow. I'm gonna tell you how to not win championships in New York. Where Flea go, man? You scared for him, man?
AllBall suckers.
I like that, Flea.
Well,
Flea said not tonight.
Are we live?
Big Flea. Never the little one. Never the little one, y'all.
Stay mellow.
Yeah. This dude is turning into a troublemaker, man.
Me?
When is the next Knicks game?
Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday. We, everybody, man, hit that like button, share, like, subscribe, please. Prize picture. I see the promo code. And help us get to 10,000 subscribers, man. We on the road to 10K, and we'll definitely be live tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock ish. You already know afternoons with AllBall. We gonna be reacting to some topics. But please, man, tune in. See y'all Wednesday night Knicks Rehab. But we will be live tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Afternoons with AllBall. We're going to be having some topics, having some fun, and reacting to some funny stuff. Come on, man. Get us to 10K, y'all.
10K, we 10 away. They playing with us, man. I don't know how we just stopped at 10K and 9,990. yo, come on, man. 10K on the way. Get ready for the 10K show. What we doing for that? We popping a bottle?
You already know. Pop some water. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. Come
on, man. See y'all Wednesday night. Might be doing something afternoon tomorrow. Afternoon show.
Yeah.
Afternoons with AllBall mañana. Please gonna jump on from the closet. Trying to lay low. I'm gonna jump in from the bottom of the car. We ain't playing with y'all. I mean, excuse me. AI Fabian jumping in from the bottom of the car. Don't you worry about anybody on here. Appreciate y'all. 10 more away from 10,000. You kidding me? Long road trip. Flea. AllBall. Chat. Love y'all. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.